Good evening. My name is Susan Ramos, and this is the Benchmark Organization Design, Structure, and Change presentation on Amazon. This is an in-depth exploration of Amazon, a leader on the Fortune 500 list placed at second, renowned for its innovation and influence in the technology sector. We will be investigating Amazon's organizational issues, the ramification and consequences of its strategic decisions, and the effect of its organizational structure, design, and culture. By examining Amazon's embodiment of conscious capitalism, we look at how its focus on stakeholder well-being aligns with its mission of positively impacting society. Drawing insight from the organizational behavior by Griffin, Phillips, and Gully, we'll assess Amazon's approach to managing challenges and implementing an improvement plan. This plan prioritizes strategies for effective leadership, collaboration, and team building essential for fostering innovation and sustaining Amazon's competitive advantage. Through this analysis, we aim to identify practices and strategies that support organizational resilience, employee engagement, and long-term sustainability, reflecting Amazon's commitment to both excellent and ethical business practices. Amazon is a global leader in e-commerce and technology, faces significant challenges in the areas of people management, particularly in people satisfaction and workplace culture. Despite its success in operational efficiency, Amazon has faced ongoing criticism regarding its demanding work environment, which often impacts employee well-being and retention negatively. Amazon's core issue in people management is in the dimensions of employee engagement and satisfaction, where it continues to underperform, raising questions about sustainability of the organizational practices. Griffin, Phillips, and Gully emphasizes that effective people management requires not only setting clear goals and maintaining high performance standards, but also fostering a supportive work environment that respects employees' needs for balance and engagement. At Amazon, however, the intense performance metrics and high turnover rates reflect a focus on efficiency at the expense of employee morale. This approach has led to increased scrutiny over Amazon's employee treatment, as exemplified by warehouse workers and delivery drivers facing relentless demands, limited breaks, and stringent productivity goals. Consequently, the organization's focus on cost-cutting and productivity over employee well-being has resulted in a workplace culture that often struggles to attract and retain talent. As Amazon strives to maintain its competitive edge, it would benefit from shifting towards a more balanced people management strategy, aligning with the concept of organizational leadership behaviors. This approach encourages fostering a culture where employees feel valued and supported, contributing not only to their own well-being but also to the organization's overall success. Strengthening dimensions such as job satisfaction, recognition, and organizational support could transform Amazon's workplace into one where productivity and employees' well-being coexist, enhancing long-term employee commitment and performance. Implication and consequences. Amazon's underperformance in people management has resulted in notable ramifications that impact its operational efficiency, brand reputation, and long-term sustainability. The organization's highly demanding work environment has led to increased employee turnover, low morale, and rising dissatisfaction, especially among warehouse and delivery staff. This high turnover is costly as it requires continuous investment in recruitment, training, and onboarding of new employees to replace those who leave due to burnout or discontent with workplace conditions. Furthermore, a negative employee experience can spill over into customers' perception and brand reputation. As Griffin, Phillips, and Gully explain, a supportive organizational culture not only boosts employee morale but also enhances the company's reputation, fostering loyalty among both employees and customers. In Amazon's case, the ongoing criticism and reports of unfavorable working conditions create a public relations challenge, potentially reducing customer loyalty as consumers become increasingly aware of and concern about ethical employment practices. If Amazon fails to address these issues in people management, the likely consequences include diminished organizational performance, strained employee relations, and potential regulatory scrutiny as labor standards continue to be scrutinized globally. Without a strategic pivot towards enhancing job satisfaction and well-being, Amazon risks long-term damage to its competitive edge as retaining skilled, talented, and maintaining a positive public image become more difficult in evolving corporate in an evolving corporate landscape. Effective organizational structure, design, and culture. Amazon's current organizational structure, a hierarchical, functionally segmented design, is shaped by both internal and external pressure that emphasize operational efficiency and adaptability. Internally, Amazon's large-scale and complex operation necessitates a culturalized structure to manage diverse business functions from e-commerce to cloud computing and logistics. Externally, intense competition and fast-evolving consumer demands require Amazon to remain agile and responsive, prompting a focus on rapid decision-making and innovation. However, these priorities often come at the expense of effective people management as the company's structure places considerable emphasis on efficiency over employee well-being. Amazon's functional structure, which divides business units based on socialized roles such as technology, logistics, and retail, promotes operational efficiency but creates challenges in cross-functional communication and collaboration. According to Hatch and Coliff, functional structures can lead to compartmentalized thinking or a silo effect, limiting employee engagement and cohesion across departments. For Amazon, this compartmentalized reinforcement reinforces high productivity expectation, but leaves little room to employees to develop a sense of community or shared purpose across the organization, impacting morale and job satisfaction, particularly in high-pressure roles such as warehouse operations and delivery. The company's operational culture, known for high performance expectations and results-driven ethos, compounds these structural issues. While this culture has fostered innovation and accountability, it can also contribute to burnout, high turnover, and reduced engagement. Hatch and Cunliffe further argue that organizational culture profoundly influences employee well-being and their sense of belonging, factors essential for sustained employee engagement. In Amazon's case, this intense performance-oriented culture may hinder inability to maintain a supportive work environment, ultimately impacting its ability to retain talent and sustain productivity. To improve people management, Amazon may benefit from adopting a more flexibility and decentralized structure, potentially integrating elements of a matrix or team-based design. Such a structure would facilitate cross-function collaboration and reduce the intense focus on performance metrics, fostering a culture where employees feel valued and supported. By creating a more balanced structure that accommodates both efficiency and employee well-being, Amazon could enhance engagement and retention, ultimately contributing to its long-term organizational effectiveness. Embodiment of conscious capitalism. Amazon's organizational practices demonstrate some alignment with principles of conscious culture and management, though significant gaps remain. Conscious culture emphasizes a workplace that not only prioritizes business goals, but also values employee well-being, transparency, and ethical practices, fostering a sense of shared purpose. While Amazon has developed a reputation for innovation and customer centricity, its high demanding work environment, driven from efficiency metrics and productivity targets, suggests a limited focus on the holistic well-being of its employees. The concept of conscious management, as outlined by Sodio and colleagues, encourage companies to cultivate stakeholder well-being alongside profitability. Amazon practices, however, often prioritize operational efficiency and cost effectiveness over supportive and sustainable work environments. For instance, the company's culture is heavily performance driven, where employees, especially in fulfillment centers, face high productivity quotas and monitoring systems that may compromise their sense of anatomy and work-life balance. This intense focus on output rather than employee welfare indicates a deviation from conscious management practices, as employees may feel value only for their productivity rather than as integral members of the organization. Integrating conscious culture principles could significantly enhance Amazon's organizational function by improving employee morale, retention, and overall engagement. Research shows that fostering an organizational culture rooted in empathy, transparency, and employee empowerment is linked to higher job satisfaction, improved performance, and lower turnovers. By adopting a conscious culture approach, Amazon could enhance its reputation as a socially responsible employer, reducing negative perceptions associated with its workforce management practices and attracting talent who value ethical and inclusive workplaces. To generally embody conscious culture and management, Amazon could benefit from a strategic shift that places a greater emphasis on employee well-being, collaboration, and sustainable work practices. Moving towards a conscious approach would not only improve Amazon's internal environment, but also strengthen its external reputation, allowing it to, with the expectation of modern consumers who increasingly support social responsibility companies. To address Amazon's challenges in people management and cultivate a more supportive and conscious work environment, Kotter's 8-step change model provides a structured approach. This plan outlines each step with specific actions Amazon could implement to enhance employee well-being, engagement, and retention. Improvement Plan Step 1. Create a sense of urgency. Amazon must recognize that high employee turnover, public scrutiny, and low morale are pressing issues that impact both reputation and profitability. Communicating these challenges as urgent to leadership and key stakeholders is essential to mobilize support. Highlighting current employee dissatisfaction and the potential long-term impacts of operational performance can relate a compelling case for change. Step 2. Forming a guiding correlation. Amazon should assemble a team of leaders across departments who are committed to improving people management practices. This coalition should include representatives from human resource, operations, and employee relations, as well as influential managers within the organization, such as cross-functional teams can provide diverse perspective and drive commitment to cultural change. Step 3. Develop a vision and strategy. To foster a conscious culture, Amazon's guiding coalition must develop a clear vision that emphasizes employee well-being, job satisfaction, and ethical practices. This vision should outline specific goals such as reducing turnover rates, enhancing work-life, balancing and fostering a positive workplace culture. Aligning this vision with strategic innovations can serve as a roadmap for future actions. Step 4. Communicate the vision. The vision for a more supportive and ethical culture must be communicated consistently and transparently across all levels of Amazon. Leaders can use multiple channels such as internal memos, team meetings, and training sessions to reinforce the change message. According to Cotter, clear and continuous communication helps build trust and align employees with the vision, fostering buy-in for the change. 5. Empower employees for broad-based action. To implement the change effectively, Amazon should address structural and cultural barriers that hinder employee empowerment. This might involve revising productivity metrics, giving workers greater autonomy, and providing resources for skill development. Empowering employees enables them to contribute actively to the organization's success and help build a sense of ownership over the change process. 6. Generate short-term wins. Establishing short-term wins can build momentum and reinforce commitment to the change process. For Amazon, these wins might include measurable improvements in employee satisfaction surveys, reduction in turnover rates, or enhanced work-life balance. Celebrating such milestones publicly within the organization can validate the importance of change and motivate employees to continue their efforts. Step 7. Consolidate gains and produce more change. Amazon should use momentum from early wins to implement further improvements such as revising employee evaluation methods or creating additional support program. Continuously feedback from employees can help identify areas for further improvement, fostering a cycle of positive change that reinforces the newly adopted conscious culture. Step 8. Anchor the changes in organizational culture. To ensure the long-term sustainability of these improvements, Amazon must embed the new people management practices into its core values and culture. Leadership training, revised performance metrics, and employee recognition programs can help reinforce these values. As Cotter emphasizes, anchoring change in the culture is essential for making it part of the way we do things, ensuring that employees feel respected and valued. By following Cotter's model, Amazon can create a structured and sustainable pathway towards a more supportive, conscious culture that enhances employee well-being and organizational performance. Managing challenges. While Cotter's 8-step change model provides a framework that improving Amazon's people management practices, implementing such a shift in a high-pressure, efficiency-driven environment like Amazon's comes with several challenges. These include resistance to change, potential disruptions to productivity, and the need to regain subsystems within the organization to support the cultural shift. These analyses outline each challenge, strategies for managing them, and the necessary realignment of subsystems to sustain the change. Possible changes to suggest change. Resistance to change from management and employees. Resistance may arise from leaders accustomed to Amazon's intense result-focused culture, as they might fear that prioritizing employee well-being could reduce productivity. Similarly, employees used to high expectations might find it difficult to adjust to change in management style and work environment, doubting the sincerity of the company's intentions. This resistance can undermine the change process if not adequately managed. Operational disruptions and productivity concerns. The shift towards a more conscious culture may initially disrupt productivity as managers and employees adapt to new processes and metrics. For a high-performance company like Amazon, such disruptions could lead to temporary slowdowns, affecting service quality or customer satisfaction, especially in areas with stringent performance metrics. Difficulty in sustaining long-term change. Cultural changes are challenging to sustain, as old practices and beliefs tend to reemerge over time. Without constant reinforcement, Amazon risks reverting to its previous culture, especially if short-term results appear unfavorably. As Cotter notes, embedding new values into organizational practices and beliefs is essential, but often difficult, especially in large, complex organizations. Plans for managing changes. Building buy-in through training and engagement. To manage resistance, Amazon should prioritize leadership development and training programs that reinforce the value of a conscious culture. Training sessions can educate managers on the benefit of employee-centered practices, helping to reframe the narrative that people management and productivity are mutually exclusive. Employee engagement initiatives such as feedback sessions can help create a sense of ownership over the change, reducing skepticism and building trust. Pilot programs to minimize operational disruption. Implementing pilot programs in select departments or locations allow Amazon to test new people management strategies and measure their impact before rolling them out company-wide. For example, Amazon could pilot changes in productivity metrics or flexible scheduling options in a few fulfillment centers to moderate their effectiveness on both employee satisfaction and operational efficiency. Such pilot programs can provide evidence of the feasibility of these changes, reducing concerns about disruption. Continuously reinforcement and feedback mechanisms. Sustaining change requires continuous reinforcement. Amazon should create ongoing feedback mechanisms such as quarterly employee surveys or focus groups to assess the impact of new practices and identify areas for improvement. These insights can help adapt the change process as needed, ensuring that it aligns with employee expectations and operational goals. Reinforcing change through recognition programs or highlighting success stories within the organization can further embed new cultural values into daily operations. Subsystem realignment needed to support change. Realignment of performance metrics and evaluation systems. Amazon's current performance metrics, heavily centered on productivity and efficiency, need realignment to prioritize employee well-being along output. Creating a balanced scorecard that includes metrics for employee satisfaction, retention rates, and engagement would shift the focus from purely quantitative results to a more holistic view of organizational success. Such realignment can signal Amazon's commitment to valuing employees as an integral part of its success. Human resources policies and reward systems. The HR function must adjust policies to reflect a conscious culture with emphasis on flexible working conditions, support work-life balance, and mental health resources. Reward systems should also restructure to recognize not only high performances but also team collaboration, innovation, and contributions to workplace culture. The shift would insensitize employees to align the values of a conscious culture, enhancing retention and engagement. Communication systems for transparency and engagement. To facilitate transparent communication, Amazon should establish regular town halls or internal updates led by executives. Clear and consistent communication on the progress of cultural incentives can increase transparency and reduce skepticism. Additionally, creating platforms for employees to provide feedback directly to leaders can empower employees and build a sense of shared purpose. Through these steps, Amazon can address challenges to change and realign subsystems support a conscious culture. By emphasizing holistic success metrics, revising HR policies, and fostering transparent communication, Amazon can sustain a supportive work environment that enhances both employees' well-being and organizational performance. Managing challenges. When designing an organizational structure, building culture, and managing change, managers can learn valuable lessons from both successful and problematic change initiatives. These lessons offer insight and effective strategies as well as pitfalls to avoid, contributing to the manager's ability to foster a resilient and adaptable organization. Lessons learned. Alignment of structure with organizational goals and employee needs. One key lesson is that organizational structure must align with both business goals and employee needs to promote sustainability performance. For example, a rigid hierarchical structure might be effective in highly regulated industries, but it may stifle innovation in dynamic industries like tech. Research highlights that adaptable team-based structures often foster collaboration and innovation by encouraging cross-functional engagement. Managers should carefully evaluate whether the structure supports flexibility, clear communication, and responsiveness to change. Building a culture that balances high performance with employee well-being. A strong, sustainable culture balances high performance expectations with genuine support for employee well-being. Emphasizing only on performance metrics can lead to burnouts and high turnover, as seen in cases where organizations focus solely on productivity. Creating a culture that values ethics exclusively and supports help foster employee engagement, loyalty, and overall job satisfaction. Managers should strive to model and reinforce values that contribute to both individual and organizational success. The importance of transparent and inclusive change management. When managing change, transparency and inclusiveness are essential for employee buy-in. According to Cotter, involving employees in the change process can reduce resistance and foster a sense of ownership. Employees who understand the purpose of change and feel their voices are heard are more likely to support new initiatives. This inclusiveness is particularly important in times of major transformations, such as structural changes or culture shifts, where managers should communicate the why behind changes and seek regular feedback. Elevation of effective strategies. Implementing a balanced, flexible structure. Implementing a balanced structure, such as a matrix or team-based model, can enhance adaptability and foster collaboration across departments. Flexible structures enable faster decision-making and improve problem-solving by allowing employees from different functions to work together on projects. However, managers should be mindful of the potential for role ambiguity in matrix structures and provide clear guidance on responsibilities. Embodying culture through actions and reinforcement mechanisms. Building a strong culture requires consistency between stated values and managerial actions. Reinforce mechanisms such as recognition programs, ethical decision-making guidelines, and professional development opportunities help embed cultural values into daily operation. Managers can model the desired value by actively engaging in rewarding behaviors that support the organization's visions, thus ensuring that the culture is not just a set of principles but a lived experience. Continuous communication and feedback loops during change. Effective change management relies on clear, consistent communication and continuous feedback loops. Communicating openly about the reasons for change, anticipated outcomes, and progress helps alleviate unnecessary and aligns employees with the change vision. Managers should also implement mechanisms such as surveys or focus groups to gather employee feedback and adapt the change process as necessary, therefore demonstrating a commitment to employee concerns and fostering trust. Strategies to avoid. Avoiding a top-down change approach without employee input. A common pitfall in change management is implementing changes in a top-down manner without considering employee input. Such an approach can foster resistance and decrease morale, as employees may feel their insights and concerns are undervalued. Managers should avoid making unilateral decisions during change process and instead engage employees at all levels to build a sense of shared responsibility and commitment. Neglecting cultural fit when designing structures. Another critical mistake is neglecting the importance of cultural fit when designing or restructuring the organization. A structure that misaligns with the organization's culture can create friction and impede effectiveness. For example, introducing rigid structures in an organization with a collaborative, innovative-driven culture can lead to dissatisfaction and stifle creativity. Managers should ensure that structural decisions complement and reinforce the culture they aim to build. Failing to address or sustain changes in systems and policies. Finally, managers should avoid overlooking the need to sustain and institutionalize changes through revised systems, policies, and performance metrics. Changes are often unsustainable if they are not reinforced by adjustments to reward systems, job roles, or HR policies. For instance, if an organization aims to prioritize employee well-being, policies on work-life balance and mental health support must be institutionalized to reflect these values consistently. Without these systematic changes, old habits are likely to reinforce, undermining the change effect. By aligning structure with strategic goals, building a balanced and supportive culture, and managing change through transparency and inclusion, managers can create an adaptive and resilient organization. Avoiding top-down mandates, considering cultural fit, and reinforcing change through systems and policies are essential strategies for sustainable change. These lessons equip managers to foster a workplace where employees feel valued, empowered, and aligned with the organization's purpose, ultimately leading to improved long-term success.